Seeing Beyond, Living Transformed is a spiritual crossing of the threshold to the world of being a truly expanded human being. Join mediums Cheryl and Kelly for conversations about discovering deep spirituality, developing your intuitive and empathic skills, and personal mediumship. Each episode will focus on tips, tools, and techniques to help you understand and expand your own inner gifts and life journey. You can call in each week to receive spiritual guidance, personal readings, and we'll answer your questions. We'll talk with luminary experts on meditations, the afterlife, energy healing, past lives, and much more. Join our Seeing Beyond spiritual community to learn more about expanding your mind, body, and soul, and have fun on your journey to empowered transformation.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. I just want to welcome to the show Jeffrey Peck tonight. Great to have you back, Jeffrey.
Thank you. Hi, it's great to be here again.
It's great to have you here. And look, we are wishing Kelly a great trip in Egypt. It just sounds fantastic watching all of her pictures on social. So hi to Kelly, hi Jules, and everyone that's traveling these days out in the Egypt way. We miss you. Can't wait for you to come back. But we have such great co-hosts. We have Jeffrey Peck tonight in the house. So as people come on, please say hello to Jeffrey. I do want to welcome, I see people logging on already. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Val. Yes, and welcome everyone. Tonight's topic, we'll get right into our show here, but tonight's topic, it's on healing and transformation. It's about moving your way to becoming more of your authentic self. And it's really learning about you being your own healer, right? You learning about healing, right, Jeffrey? So I think this is kind of right up your alley.
Yeah, that's how it started for me in 2006 with Reiki.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a very interesting journey for every one of us. Healing is such a personal, it's so personal to each and every one of us. You know, we all grew up with the childhood trauma or the childhood wounds, the abandonment, betrayal, abuse on every level. You know what I mean? There's so much. And it's just incredible how the psyche will compartmentalize.
Mm-hmm.
And you move through life, you know, as a child. You know, I had this really brilliant reading with this lady today, and her people were talking about the family healing in the lineage, you know, like the healing the family DNA, and how they were showing that, you know, the mental health was a thing that really struggled in every generation.
Mm-hmm.
From the great grandparents and all the way through.
Mm.
And it's just really interesting how, as a child, you know, as children, we experience whatever traumas we do. And as children, we subconsciously go into survival mode. You know, if we are abandoned as a child or abused as a child, you know, we immediately bring online these new archetypes of survival and security. And esteem. So like for instance, a child who might be struggling with abandonment or abuse, they might bring online the perfectionist archetype, because the perfectionist or the people pleaser, you're much more safe in that role because you're doing the best you can to please everybody around. That way less people are getting mad and upset. So you're safer, right? But here's what happens. We carry those archetypes, which were for survival early on. There was a reason for those, right? But we carry those into adulthood. And suddenly we're carrying around these archetypes of the people pleaser, the perfectionist. And now we are developing codependency because we are foregoing our own needs to manage the emotions of all of those around us who might otherwise, you know, not be very kind or have a temper, or, you know. And so what I just find so interesting is how the psyche compartmentalizes so much for us. And then we talk about healing, we start to tap into all of that which we pretty much forgot about, we didn't realize was that deep. And that's what I mean by it's so personal, because yeah.
Well, you and I were talking before the show about how it comes off in layers, right?
Yeah.
We we do so much healing on ourselves, as mediums and intuitives, but so many people seek therapy or
Mhm.
learn about healing themselves, and we do a good job at it. Everyone's doing their best, right? We're all learning, right? So we heal something, and then you think you've got it all the way healed, and then a few years down the road, whatever it is, 20 years down the road, maybe something triggers it, or it's ready to be healed again, or we go,
Mhm.
another layer comes off.
Deeper. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
deeper.
Yeah, it's one of those things where and I've experienced this in my own healing, where in my own mind I figure, okay, if I've been seeing this therapist or therapists in, plural, along with hypnotherapy and Reiki and acupuncture, and I mean, any healer that I can reach out to, I will hold on to,
Mhm, mhm.
and to really go deep and to really face those old wounds. And I think that we get to them the way that we're supposed to get to them. There have been times where I've thought I was healed. I'm good. I
Yeah,
finally healed that. I feel so good about myself. I am proud of me.
yeah.
And then 10 minutes later, out of nowhere, I'm triggered again. And I think, oh, and it's just, healing isn't linear. It's peeling layers and layers like we were talking about. And when we think that we're good, it's, we suddenly get triggered again.
Mhm.
And it's really, what is healing? It's really loving those aspects of ourselves, bringing them back into the light again.
Mhm. I have learned about healing for myself anytime that I'm finding myself going down that rabbit hole or going into the fear, or trauma, so to speak, is
Yeah.
holding space for myself, because it can get pretty scary, right? I mean,
Mhm. Oh my
you know,
gosh.
it's just so different each time, and we kind of do need each other. We need our friends and our family,
Totally.
or but we also need ourselves, meaning anytime that I feel that I'm, not in a good place, so to speak, I try. Those are the times where I really try not to judge myself. I tried even harder, maybe, to be gentle with me. Like, just definitely don't do that right now, Cheryl, because you're going through something. Don't judge it. Just breathe, breathe, and connect with Mother Earth, and
That's it.
feel grounded. You are okay. It's just something is moving through you. We are becoming more aware, right? We're growing. We're having these
Yeah.
growing
And I love, thank
experiences.
you for saying that. And I was going to, we hit each other at the right
Mhm.
frequency, because I was going to talk about the judging, how it's so
Yeah.
easy for us to judge what we're
Mhm.
going through.
Yeah.
Or maybe we're judging that we're still going through what we think we should have been through decades ago, you know?
Sure.
And it's like grief, grief, there is
Yeah.
no time frame for grief. We all
Mhm.
move through it differently. And it's the same thing with our healing. There's so many layers to us as human beings, and so many experiences, and just with this life. And Cheryl, I mean, think about the lives that we lived in the past that we're bringing forward those level layers too, and we're bringing through all of that specifically to address in this lifetime. But it like makes a mountain out of a molehill, seeming like something that feels like it should only be this big suddenly feels like it's Mount Everest on our insides. And yeah, it's just, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to healing.
It's
And
true, and like you said, when we can't find the answer to why we have fear around something, or why we're having a phobia, even, for example, or, I mean, it can be connected to past life. It can be connected to ancestral, as you
oh
mentioned at
my
the beginning
gosh.
of the show.
Mhm, that
It
too.
is. And when we heal, when we do find healing, not only do we heal ourselves here in the present in this lifetime, but we are healing that past, or that ancestral lineage. So it is an interesting topic tonight to talk about. And I'm so glad our listeners are with us, because we're talking about being your authentic self and practicing self-healing and really stepping on this path of transformation. So we want to welcome everyone. And let me just take a moment. And Jeffrey, please say hello with me to all of our listeners. And like we have Teresa. Hi, Jose. And we have Jessica. We have on Instagram, we have Spotted Like a Cow. Hello. We have Jared the Medium. Hello. We have Amy Me Marie. Hello. What about for you, Jeffrey?
I see
Who are you seeing?
Subi. I see Subi. I see Maria. Hi, Maria, and Jeannie and Sandy. Real Housewife of Antelope
Antelope
Valley. I
Valley.
love that. I
Yeah.
love her. That's awesome. Teresa and Jose, Jessica. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for being here.
So, guys, thanks for joining us. We will be doing readings because you're with two mediums this evening and two intuitives. So we're happy to be doing readings. We'll be getting started with that in just a little bit. So we'll let you know when it's time to go ahead and submit your questions through comments here on Instagram or on our YouTube, Facebook channels. Or if you want to, you can send questions to our email, which is questions@seeingbeyondradio.com. So we'll be starting that shortly. But for right now, we do want to share with you, really, Jeffrey and I, we have experienced healing in many, many ways. We would love to share that with you because we know, Jeffrey, that look, if people are doing great now, we may get stuck here. Next week you could be feeling stuck about something, and we're so glad you watched the show tonight because we're going to teach you how to get unstuck or how to practice self-healing. So if you have any questions around healing or self-healing, please let us know through the comments. So Jeffrey, I wanted to ask you about Reiki. Like, I know that you studied it. Have you studied Reiki, right?
Yes, that's how it started. That's how everything started for me back in 2006. My mother and my grandmother both struggled tremendously with fibromyalgia and
Oh my.
osteoarthritis and degenerative disc disease and all of this. It just nothing worked. No treatments, no pills, no nothing. And I just happened to go on a whim, as synchronicity will have it, as you know. I went to get a massage one day, Labor Day 2006 to be exact. And it was such a spontaneous move. It was my girlfriend called me and said, "Hey, let's go to meet me at the spa in 45 minutes." And I was like, "Okay." So I get there and the lady says, "This is so-and-so. She's going to be your masseuse." And I'm like, "Great." Within 15 minutes of my session, she says, "I think I need to do Reiki with you." And I'm all, "Cool. What's that?" And so she describes Reiki as this energy healing modality, hands-on healing. Reiki is two Japanese words. Rei is universal life force, and ki is energy. Much like you've heard chi, good chi. This good room has good chi. Chi is the Chinese word for energy. So ki is the Japanese word for energy. So she's telling me this universal life force energy. Cool, do it. And when she started doing it, I felt it. It was beyond words because I had never experienced anything so mystical before. And I could not wrap my brain around it. I was gobsmacked. I felt waves of heat and energy flowing from my head to my toes. It felt like electricity, but it felt like static electricity, but not. It felt like 10,000 butterfly wings flapping their wings really close to my skin, but not touching my skin. I mean, it was just surreal. And as I was asking her more about this, I had her spell it 3 times for me so I would not forget. She told me that we can all become attuned to Reiki and we can all heal ourselves, that it heals on physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, everything in between. Past lives, future lives, all this. And I thought, wow, okay, so with what I felt, I know there's something there. So why not give it a shot for Mom and see what happens? So that's how Spirit got my attention. Wow. And then I went home straight to the Google machine and I found a Reiki master a mile away. And November 11th, 2006, I was in for my first degree, level 1.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Reiki for everyone wanting to learn. So people can learn how to do Reiki. Is that right? What you're saying is people,
Absolutely.
If they're interested, if you're feeling drawn to it, you could take a class and actually learn the technique of channeling the healing energy. because
Absolutely.
it's a very old, ancient energy from what I've understood,
Mhm.
and yeah.
Yeah, and if there Reiki master teachers are trained to deliver the energy and deliver the teaching in the way that it was taught when Usui Mikao rediscovered it in Japan in the 1800s, or maybe late 1800s or early 19. It's a little foggy right now, but when he discovered it, it hit him like a blast of
Mm,
lightning, and suddenly he had this download and
mhm.
all this knowledge. And then he started to recognize the evidence when he would touch people, and he discovered this hands-on healing, and then he saw these miracles happening, and then so it's just transferred
Grown
since. Yeah.
from there. So and then so can you perform Reiki on your own self? Like if you injure your knee, your shoulder, what have you?
Absolutely.
You and
Absolutely.
animals too. I'm gonna ask you about
Mhm.
animals afterwards, but
Oh,
tell me
completely.
eat both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Can
what I find really interesting, think about we are connected
Mhm.
to the universal life force. That's where our life energy. When we are connected to source, first and foremost, we are a spiritual being living in this body, right? So we can't but not be. We are
Mhm.
connected, whether we know it or not. Now, when we go through training with the Reiki master, they're doing these attunements on us that it's just like it's giving us it's a ritual that really just like opens up your consciousness. So
Mhm.
we're already connected to it, but it just really opens up your consciousness to us. Now, what happens if you think about how we are natural healers already? Think about when we were kids, or even now, if we stumble and we skin our knee, we immediately take our hands and we're doing this.
That's right. Yep.
It's a natural vibe. We just this is a healing move.
Mhm. Mhm.
The healing energy is coming out of the palms naturally, and so we're already doing that. So the hands-on, with the animals are very open, as you know, Cheryl.
Yeah.
And I mean, I used to have cats that just, they just loved it. They would just roll around and purr and purr and purr until they were done, and they knew when they were done, and then they just walk
Mhm.
away.
Mhm.
The dogs love it. I mean, I attuned my dogs to the level of Reiki master, and so they are my little healers.
Aw.
Um, yeah, they are living consciousness as much as
Yeah.
we are,
Mhm.
and yeah.
I love it. I love everything. So, guys, if you have any questions for Jeffrey for this show right now, we're talking about authentic self healing, and we want to hear from you. Though we want to hear the ways that you heal yourself. For one, what are ways that you do to bring healing into your life? What are ways that you do to help others heal when they're hurting, physical, emotional? Maybe you just show up and that can be healing for someone, right, Jeffrey? Just showing up, just being a witness, or, just holding space, as we
It's
mentioned.
so true. And
That can be healing.
think about it. The group readings that we do,
Mhm.
the people who are just witnessing, that they may not be, they may not have a contact that's directly for them in that evening because it went to other people. But them watching, being part of that, witnessing that healing, witnessing that connection, witnessing the ahas happening in front of them, that in itself is so healing,
Mhm.
and opening that space on their insides that just like takes them to this next level on their insides, cracks them open. A little bit more light gets in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me just tell you that we have a couple of people chiming in over here. And Denise Lynn says, "Hi, Jeffrey. Hi, Cheryl. I make people laugh. That is my superpower."
Oh,
We want to give a shout out to Denise Lynn because we know, and I have worked when we work with people who need a laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. It
ah,
can open 1,000 doors. It can, right? It can help bring anyone into a place of healing. I really do
oh,
feel that. Yeah.
completely,
Yeah.
completely. And here's the thing. When we get to that place where we are feeling so stuck
Mhm.
and in our pain and caught up in our whatever it might be. We really we take life so seriously.
Yeah,
We
we
take
do.
life so seriously. And when we break open with that laughter, it really does. It cuts
Yeah.
that cord to that
Yes.
seriousness.
Yeah.
And that laughter pulls in this childlike, giddiness that we might consciously not fully recognize in the moment, but
Mhm.
then suddenly we're not taking it so seriously. and
Mm.
and we can, after some time, obviously, as we say, look, hindsight's 2020. Looking back, we can laugh at all of these foibles and fumbles and I mean so many of the things we
Yeah.
can laugh at, and that's the start. You're right. It is so healing.
Yeah. And so thank you so much, Denise. And let me just come over to Instagram here because Amy Marie says, I hold space for my patients and my kids. I also try to blow bad energy away from them when they are hurt. So thank you for that. There it is. She just posted it. Thanks, Brianna. But, Amy I love it that you hold space for your patients because in some way it can be the greatest gift because it's not only holding space for her patients, but it's holding space for their families as well, right? Because these we have family when we are connected to people and friends and family, and so it is about and when we say hold space, we mean be present, we mean hold the light, we mean send love to them, we mean just as we mentioned, witness or listen is a great healing tool, right? Listening is could be one of the strongest healing tools out there. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, holding space for patients. I mean, I've been through a few things recently myself, and those nurses and those doctors that are tired. I mean, they're tired, they work hard, they work long hours. And for those that are still able to show up in that way, and I mean show up like you said, being present and really, really
Mhm.
them, seeing them, and it's huge. I mean, that's just it's everything. And we all want to be seen, and we all want to be heard.
Yeah.
And just to have somebody next to you that you don't even know, who is just in silence, standing there with you.
Mhm.
It's huge.
It's huge. I mean, so many people, we all want to feel that we matter, right? We all want to
Mhm,
feel that we are being seen, and we all want to feel that we have something to offer and contribute.
mhm.
And when someone can validate that or look us in the eye and, affirm that we're here, and we are being seen, that's life changing for a lot of people. It's
Yeah.
life changing. I think a lot of people, go through life maybe just looking at the ground. We're always looking down or looking at our phones, right? Going throughout
Mhm,
our day.
mhm.
And when you can take that moment and make that eye contact with a smile or with grace, it really does. It's almost like an instant healing, even though you don't. It's unspoken in some way.
Oh, completely.
It's an instant magnetic, energetic healing where there's an exchange happening or there's an offering happening. We'll say
Mhm,
that to where maybe it can help you like lean into feeling better, right?
mhm.
Help that person lean into feeling better. Yeah.
It's so true.
Yeah.
I love how you worded that. It's just it's it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you for
Thank
this
you.
topic tonight.
I know
It's so
it's
important. It's so important.
And to listen to everyone else's ideas or their how what their tools are for healing is just as important. So for everyone watching our show tonight, we're talking about being your authentic self and how to practice self healing when we're having this transformation time. So how can you heal while you're going through a transformational place in your life? And
Mhm.
so if you'd like to, please contribute your tools or techniques, how you approach healing in your own life for yourself or for others. We'd love to share that information because it's such an important topic. There are many
Mhm.
people who are alone, or many people who want to know about how to heal, or even if they don't, maybe they don't recognize what healing is, right? And they don't realize how much of a healer that they are, you know?
Oh, yeah, that's it. You just said that. So, I had a conversation with a lady today. When I have clients come to me and we're talking about soul purpose or whatever they came in to talk about, um, here's the thing: every single one of us here have a what's the word? Propensity to be a healer, right? We have the propensity to be a healer. We are all healers from the inside out because we are spirit. We are connected to spirit that way, right? Most of us aren't consciously aware of that yet. That's the difference. That's the only difference of a healer and not. Because the bottom line is we all are. So I find it so interesting when we tap into people's field, their energy field before we do readings.
Hmm.
When I see their colors around them, I can tell that somebody is consciously a healer because I see the colors through their core. I see the chakra, the chakra areas, the lit up areas that we know as the chakras. But what I see is a core of emerald green that goes right through the very center, through all the chakras, all the way to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
And we all have that within us. It's there. It's just a matter of bringing it to light and recognizing that it is within us.
That's amazing that you see emerald green and you can see it running through them, you know? I mean, it's putting a visual to it. It sounds like they're open to healing and that they may practice it, or they know that they're a healer, and so they
Mhm.
use that through their life,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. And a lot of times they might have the awareness, but they just aren't quite sure what to do with it next. Like what do I do with this?
Mhm.
Because there are so many modalities. And when I discovered Reiki, I was clueless as to the amount of healing modalities out there. But we're led to that which we're led to for the reasons we are here.
Yes.
And it's all just as good. It's all just as good.
And you are reminding me, Jeffrey, that the things we're talking about tonight, and I see everyone pitching in and adding their healing ideas and techniques like binaural beats and angels and meditating and journaling, and we are going to get to all of that.
Oh yeah.
But look, for tonight, if there's something on here that may not ring true for you tonight, that doesn't mean that it may not ring true for you at a later time, right?
Ooh.
I know that when I go to healing, or when I'm asking for healing, it may be something I've never experienced before. I may try a new modality, as you mentioned, or I may go see a person, a healer that I've never seen before, something new. So always be open that we're always changing and transforming. So learning about these topics, or learning what they can help you with, are going to be good information. It's like getting a healing resource. Library going, right? We're developing a healing resource library for people, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I love that because and I think about that often. We are constantly evolving.
Yes.
And what I believe to be true today, my truth, I reserve the right to that. It might change tomorrow because I might have this amazing experience that
Yes.
blows the door off of something that I didn't even know a door could be there. You know what I mean? And I'm like, whoa, there's
Right.
this whole new layer.
Mhm.
And here's the thing: spirit is eternal,
Mhm.
omni this, omni that, and all over everything. Multifaceted, multidimensional, multi universes. I mean, we could go on and on and on, right? So there's just so much.
So much.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, it's our birthright that we come in fully equipped to be a healer, or our own healer. But like learning these tools or techniques, learning from other people, understanding more about your healing will help us understand more about ourselves, right? And that we have these abilities. We have everything that we need right here in the soul and the spirit. And that really, but learning is something that we can share. And I think in some way we're taking it to the next level
Mhm.
by talking to people. And I see Stephanie, if I could just post her comment up here. She says, after my son's untimely death, I'm slowly healing primarily by learning to put myself and my needs first
Ooh,
and giving myself grace, prayer, gratitude, and learning from others. That takes my breath away,
yeah,
Jeffrey. I don't know if you want to comment on that, but
good.
Stephanie, I just feel like you're a light for all of us right now.
Completely. I mean, I got chili bumps from head to toe, and my heart goes out with you. I am hugging you from here. I'm so sorry to hear of your loss. I mean, that is. I mean,
Yeah,
you can't even find words.
yeah.
Loss is loss, but when we're talking about kids, that's it puts
Mhm,
a whole
mhm.
another category to it. So yeah.
Mhm. And sharing your experience around your grief is helping
Oh,
someone on the call that's listening or that's going to watch this replay, Stephanie. So,
really.
and also by helping us realize that, you know what, it's okay to put ourselves first, right? It's okay to look at ourselves and what do we want in this life, and that can actually be empowering and healing at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. And by you being here and saying what you did tonight, you know, like Cheryl said, somebody here needed to hear this from you. Somebody or in the future who's watching this at a later date. There's this amazing group out there called Helping Parents Heal. And I
Mhm.
just think they're truly they are doing spirits work. I mean, and it's all about the helping parents who have lost children. They call them Gold Star parents, I think. Cheryl, is that,
Yeah, I
you
believe
know?
so, yes, and
Um, it's
mhm.
amazing.
Helping Parents Heal, Stephanie, it's on Facebook if you
Mhm.
haven't looked that up, and also there's another one called Grief to Growth, but so Grief to Growth and Helping Parents Heal, and I'm sure there are several, wonderful organizations out there.
Mhm.
But I wanna comment, Stephanie, about giving yourself grace. I just think that that's really when we surrender, right? I think surrendering can be healing too. What else can we do but surrender and allow grace or invite grace into our awareness? And also through your prayer and gratitude, I want to tell you these are. I mean, I'm getting chills as you mentioned, just talking about. I feel like I'm being showered. I know that you have Mother Mary with you, Stephanie. Just to tell you, I feel like I have a guide coming through for you at the moment. We're going to just step into readings, I guess, as we're going through our evening tonight. But I do feel Mother Mary coming through for you. And I do feel this reverence with you also, Stephanie. So just much love for
Mhm.
you as well. Yes, thank you. Thank you. And thank you for being a healer. And, one thing I want to add before we do start our readings for this evening, everyone, but if you're welcome to go ahead and start adding your comments and your questions, we're going to go into the reading part of our segment. I just want to leave with Jeffrey this final thought or this final word is we have no idea who we're helping out, right? When we go through our day, when we go to our day job, so to speak, and we have no idea who we're helping, right? We have no idea, right, Jeffrey? That's really just our prayer for the day, though, I do believe, is to be in service of others, but you'll never know how much you touch someone's heart, We really don't. But I
Yeah, it's so true.
yeah,
I have this
I
on my
know.
it says live as if you are the answer to someone's prayer. And
Ah,
I mean, my friend Robert Ohado said that years and years and years ago, and
mhm,
it's true. Live as if you are the answer to someone else's prayer. We'll never know.
mhm.
Well, in this lifetime, when we get over there and we go through our review, we'll see what we contributed. But
Yes.
we're not meant to, and it's irrelevant. Let's just
Yeah,
be here for each other. At the end of the day, we're just walking each other home, and how can I help? And if
yeah,
I have to stand with you and hold your hand and not say anything, and that's all you need, I'm here.
yeah. Yeah. So
Mhm.
that's wonderful.
Mhm.
And I do want to say that the self-healing or self-care that Stephanie mentioned, self-care, please everyone keep that in mind about, whatever you need to meditate, journal, please read these comments that everyone is contributing. They mean so much. And it sounds like people have experienced this healing themselves. So we are so grateful for all of you for putting your comments up here on the screen for others to share. And at this moment, if you're ready, Jeffrey, and everyone, if you're ready, let's take a deep breath and ask Spirit to come in and really continue to come in. But we're going to step into our reading portion of tonight. So I know Jeffrey has people he's watching on his feed or on your screen, and I have some people here on my Instagram. And Jeffrey, if you'd like to start, would you find a question that you're being drawn to and pull a card or intuitively, whatever you want to do, however you want to work tonight, Jeffrey, is your call.
Okay. I saw astrology happenings with
Oh,
Shaughnessy.
hi, astrology.
Hi,
Yes.
Shaughnessy. So, Shaughnessy applied for a new position at work. Will I get it? Um, Here's the thing. I have a good feeling about it. I feel I have this great feeling about this position, but I want to talk because here's the thing. Although it feels great to me, I feel like it's a yes and. It's not just a yes. I feel like that there's more behind it. So be prepared for that. I feel like that there's a little bit more that you will be given the opportunity. It feels like more than you're expecting. And if that might mean a promotion sooner than you would actually think, does that make sense, Cheryl? I feel like that it's a yes, but I feel like that it's going to be different than what you're expecting, more than what you're applying for. It feels like it's going to be extra
I felt,
in a good way. In a good
yeah,
way.
yeah.
Yeah.
I felt yes is the answer to your question. And then I felt better, like better than you imagined.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. So I even feel like, what I'm picking up for you, Shaughnessy, is that I almost feel like it's almost like you're learning something new with this position. And then again, you already have experience with this type of career move. That's what I'm getting for you. I will be moving if I get it.
Oh, well, that's exciting.
That's exciting. There's a big energy happening, right? That for this year, we're in the year of the wood dragon. We have a lot of energy, 2024. It's a very dynamic, it's about being open to change. You may move more than once, maybe not, but look, we be open to change. And, change is great when we want it to happen. And then when it happens, when we're surprised, it can certainly take our breath away or we can resist it. So whatever you do, Shaughnessy, is move with it, right? Be in this flow of everything. All is well. I'm moving with grace. Everything is all is well.
Um, Also, Shaughnessy, I pulled a card while Cheryl was talking,
Huh?
and it's the new love card. Okay. And this not necessarily referring to a new love interest, but it feels like it's a really new period, new love of your life, new love of who you are and what you're doing while you're in service. It's this new expanded sense of self and purpose and connection.
Hmm. She says, thank you both. Thank you, Shaughnessy, and thank you. Yeah, I just feel you being really connected with what's happening here with this job. So that's what I'm feeling. I feel like you are ready. So let me just work with someone. I'm going to pull up here and say Victoria Hermans. She says, "What do you see for me in 2024?" Victoria, I see for you actually a new friend stepping in for you. Um, I do see either there's either recently been a move or you're getting ready to move, but I felt downsizing, but that frees you up for more things, is what I'm hearing. Also, I don't know if you work with animals or not, but I felt a little animal coming to you, Victoria. And then also, I feel like a greater love too for 2024. It sounds like a very exciting year, but what I'm hearing from spirit is to take it slow, because sometimes you rush, you jump over 3 steps or something to make giant leaps. And this is about experiencing each step as you go, like experience this event and then that event. So I'm hoping that's very helpful for you. They're all good things. I really don't see any loss around you or any thing detriment for you, by the way. Like I feel energized when I feel you. So it feels like your path, you're kind of figuring out your path, is what I'm hearing. You're figuring it out. And I love that. So thank you for your call. And Jeffrey, or your comment, do you feel anything with Victoria, or are you already moving on to the next?
Yeah, no, I do. I feel like that there is also this shift in a shift in how she shows up to the people in her life, to not just people that she knows, but the strangers in her life, the people, how she shows up. There's a sense where I want to, like, this sounds really bizarre. I've never really described it this way, but I feel like that you're listening in a way that is so much deeper and more I can't quite find you're listening in a way that is really getting you to an incredibly new level, to be able to be in service to the people in your life, whether it's somebody just crossing your path or somebody. Yeah, it's hard. I just feel this expansion within you. This definitely the spiritual development, spiritual involvement. But yeah, it just feels like this. It's almost like this accepting,
Yeah.
accepting like who you are, who you're meant to be, and how you can be in service to people. And it's just like, it just feels like it's just spilling out.
Yeah. Do you want to read her comment out
Oh, I
loud,
run a
Jeffrey?
nonprofit and help children with cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is this. It just feels like you have so many ripples to so many people in so many directions, and that feels like there's even more expanse happening with that.
Thank you, Victoria. I know that really hit home for you. So we're so thrilled that you're with us tonight on this show. So thank you so much. Jeffrey, why don't you take the next question, and I'll step here.
All right. So let's see. All right. The first, I see Gabby. Gabby M asks, are you picking up anything regarding my career/business this year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it feels to me, so there's a lot of I feel like there's movement within that as well. There's when I see colors in people's field, and I see orange on the left side of them, and I don't know why this is, but orange on the left side represents movement and a moving. So there's an opportunity to move and or change location, but it feels like it's in an expansive kind of way. It feels like you're in the same lane, but doing something different in the same lane. It feels to me like there is it feels like that there is a collaborative energy in your field. It feels like that there's somebody else that you're thinking about or have been pondering, you know, to bring somebody in with you for this expansion in it. So I want to really encourage following those inner gut feelings. It feels really good. I feel this sense of like climbing a mountain, you know, where it feels like it could be a lot of work, but I love how it feels when I get there. And I love how it feels when I get there.
That's great. That's well said. I mean, I could certainly imagine that for you, Gabby. So I'm hoping that's helping you out. If you want to, you can comment in the section below. She does intuitive work and wants to move to the West Coast.
Well, it's in your field, so the energies are present, and that is definitely around you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Jeffrey, and thank you, Gabby. I hope you do come here to the West Coast, Gabby. I hope you come soon. All right, thank you. I'm going to read a question from the Instagram, and I'll try to copy and paste this, Brianna. I just want to say, oh, I guess I can't. I just want to tell everyone we have another co-host behind the scenes. Her name is Brianna. We want to shout out to her for thank you for doing the tech and the show for us tonight, putting the links up in the comments. We so appreciate it. So everyone say hello to Brianna, and I'll thank her for all the amazing work that she does. Yay. I do want to take a question on Instagram now. It's from Christy Blackford. Christy asks, my family is going through a lot this year. Are things going to get better for us soon? I do feel it's going to be soon. It may not be today or tomorrow, Christy, but it feels like you're coming over the hump is what I'm hearing. And I think you have a lot to do with it is what I'm feeling. I just feel like you're the one taking charge or making the decisions or the phone calls or the organizing of it. But I do know that things are going to get like you will get past this, right? That's the saying, this too shall pass. And I do feel a clear way ahead or a clear path away, at least for the next few years. All right. And I felt strongly for the rest of 24 and 25. I didn't really pick up anything after that, but that's kind of just as far as spirit's letting me see for right now. I want to say, I think you have a lot to do with it. And what I'm hearing from your guides is to save money or when you can, make sure you have money in savings or build the savings if you understand that. So, because I know you guys have been through a lot, it does feel like there's been an exhaustion going on. So hats off to you. I do feel Archangel Michael working with you, Christy. So I'm going to leave that with you. And, Jeffrey, that reminds me, we haven't even tapped into angel healings tonight or angels or how powerful they are. So look, everyone, ask your angels for help and for healing as well. All right. Yeah.
Yes, Christy, I echo Cheryl's reading. Absolutely. I feel this like life is a pressure cooker, and I feel this like intense sense of and when I look at this year, I feel like when we're cooking with a pressure Instapot, or whatever, and you turn that little thing at the top and the pressure comes out.
Yes.
I see that happening like in May this year. It feels spring to late spring. So it feels like Cheryl said, it feels relatively close.
Yeah, that release valve.
Yeah, maybe not tomorrow. But that release valve, and here's the thing, it feels like Cheryl, you were talking about how Christy has a say in this.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it feels like. It's like there is an opportunity or a decision, a choice of some sort that starts to release that pressure. And along with Cheryl, you had mentioned, did you say something about saving or whatever? There's
Yes.
this, okay. Yes. There's this feeling of Yeah, I just want to encourage you to be
Mm.
really on top of all of it, like with the family. You might not be able to control all of the family, let's be honest. However, it just feels to me like the pressure, I'm just going to say the pressure is going to be released in mid to late spring. And I just want to talk about this lesson. It's like this lesson to be learned from this is one that all of you are like, when this is all said and done, it's like this, whew.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That kind of like, but you're very integral whatever that word is, Cheryl. Very
It's that
integral in
word.
that.
It's
Yeah.
that word.
Yeah.
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 This is wonderful, Christy. Thank you so much for asking. I know a lot of people are asking questions about when are things going to turn around for them, but I just feel exactly how Jeffrey felt, that, things are going to get better. So hang in there. There's a lot of love there still, right? There's a lot of love from Spirit.
Mhm.
Like Spirit's got your back on this one, Christy. Yeah.
Completely.
We have about 10 minutes left, and I want to share with everyone, Jeffrey, your website and your contact information, what's happening with your
Wow.
retreat coming up, and anything else you'd love to share with us.
So you can find me at Jeffrey Peck Medium on all the social medias. You can find me at jeffreypeck.com. Oh, yeah, that's my website, jeffreypeck.com. Jeffrey Peck Medium is my YouTube show. I host a podcast as well that goes out to all the audio platforms, as well as the video goes to YouTube, that Cheryl's been on a few times. That's called Something Super Spiritual. It's a super blast. Please join us. I have in October, I am very proud of this achievement, is we're putting together a Sedona trip. It's called Awakened, Immersed, Inspired. And it's really about reconnecting with who you are. This is for beginners. It's for people who've been on the spiritual path for decades, because ultimately we're always a work in progress, right? We're always evolving. So whether you just opening your eyes to the truth of who you are, or you've been doing this for decades, there's still more to explore and experience within yourself. And to do that in Sedona truly is magic. It's the mystical component that Sedona offers is wow. So love to, and it's filling up, Cheryl. I mean, we opened it up like less than 2 weeks ago, and it's already over a third full.
That's just amazing. I keep hearing more, from Spirit, Jeffrey. So this is great. And I want to share with people, it doesn't matter if you're new, as you mentioned, Jeffrey, or if you've been studying, spirituality, or what we're talking about, healing, and because it's about the people. When you connect with these people and you go into a group setting with people and healers, and everyone sets the intention, and believe me, Spirit's looking out for you as well. Spirit will answer your questions or help you out. And it's like you're getting an individual work when you go to these events, Jeffrey, these retreats, and also a group healing. So there's a lot of dynamic energy there.
It's so true. When we do group work like this, group meditations, group like sound bath, sound healing, even yoga, when we're doing it together in a large group, we're all there with the same intention, and we're all there with that same focus and that same presence. When we're all doing that together, we're like little batteries that all just connect together, and it just amplifies. and the mystical experiences that we can have together in that setting is truly remarkable. Truly remarkable.
And I've met, just from me remembering retreats that I have taken for myself many, many years ago. I still have friends from those. I still have friends from 20 years ago.
Yes.
That I'm very close to, from meeting them at these types of events. So.
You do. You run into these people, and it's like you're running into an old friend that you haven't seen for a decade. And you just connect. And same thing with me from 2007 and 8. I still have all these people this close to me.
Love it. Love it. And so thank you, Jeffrey, for being with us tonight. And for everyone, if I could take a moment and just share with you my events happening this month. Once again, I have my Circle of Love event, which I do every month. And so the end of March is the next one for me. It's March 28th. It's an online event called Circle of Love Small Group Readings, where everyone's guaranteed a reading. We do mediumship readings, we answer psychic questions. It's me with just a small number of people. So I hope you take advantage of it, where I get to work with you individually, but also with the small group, as we mentioned, the group energy. I love those events. They're quite intimate and quite, you seem to find a common theme through, like everyone starts getting this theme going of connecting with certain people or certain reasons or bringing through certain information. It's very, very interesting to watch the synchronicities unfold and watch spirit work. So that's my Circle of Love event. I also want to share with you, as you guys know, I have a healing prayer circle. And if you're just listening to me and Jeffrey for the first time tonight, I invite you to join my healing prayer circle. It's free to join every Sunday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time online. I'll send you a link when you sign up. But it's a beautiful time to come together for prayer and meditation, to talk about manifesting or releasing. And I would so love to see you there. And if you can't make it on Sundays, please still sign up, because you'll get the recording in your inbox the very next day. And then just a couple of more things that I can share. Not only do we have this wonderful radio show every Wednesday night, so I have Jeffrey Peck tonight. I'm so fortunate to have him, and we'll have him back real soon. But one more thing, if I can share, I have an energy transformation sessions membership started that I started this year. I have so much pride going into this because I feel so drawn that Spirit has been guiding me to create this membership program. So if you'd like to sign up or find out more about it, there is a link below. It's also through my website. But the energy transformation sessions is a lot like we talked about tonight, but it's even more focused on spiritual health and activity and being energized and grounding and talking about your own energy field and really how to go through this year of 2024 with your keeping your energy intact, so to speak, keeping it healthy, and using all this resourceful information. So I hope you check out my energy transformation sessions on my website. And thank you, Brianna, for putting that link up as well. Guys, there is an email list before we go. Jeffrey, give your website out again and let people know how to reach you before we sign off tonight.
My website is jeffreypeck.com. If you would like to go in and sign up for my newsletter, you'll receive the information as it happens throughout the year, the events. I do right now, one of the things that I'm really working on for this is something I need to break through in 2024, and that's doing the group readings, like you and Thomas do.
Yeah.
It's one thing to do this work one-on-one. And so for me, like, I know that that's the direction I'm going. And it's just been, my old story is that it's terrifying. And so I'm telling myself, I'm healing that old story, that fear. And so I'm really practicing. So if you'd like to volunteer for any of these groups that I do, I need volunteers to join me. And I do these readings, group readings on Thursday nights. Go to my website and fill out the newsletter. Just put your email there and I'll send out little blasts like, hey guys, looking for some volunteers. So, and that's been really fun. It's been a real experience. I'm finding, Cheryl, that the training, so to speak, the learning about is really learning how to express and communicate to the group as opposed to just one-on-one. That's where I get like tripped up more than just connecting with spirit. It's talking to the group and that,
but
learning a lot.
Well, I'm so happy that you're doing that, Jeffrey. And for anyone that's listening, if you are feeling guided to receive any type of healing or any readings from Jeffrey or myself, I mean, we do private readings online or through Zoom or by phone. So you can reach either one of us for private readings as well. But I just want to share with everyone that we appreciated so much your input tonight, because you have healed and helped so many people that you have no idea how many people you have touched tonight by your contribution of just being a part of our program this evening and holding space for anyone that's with us tonight or watching our replay, that we're holding space and energy never dissipates, right, Jeffrey?
Mm.
It's only grows and it's transformed. And
Yeah, transforms.
yes, right. So thank you everyone for sharing and being a part of our show. We love all of our listeners. We have the best audience, and we will see all of you back here next Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. You've been watching Seeing Beyond Living Transformed. What a great topic tonight. Thank you again, Jeffrey, and thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. So have a lovely evening, everyone. Namaste and good night.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.